Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the Join Dota League Season 2. This is the Asia region and this is Division 1 upper bracket finals. Whoever wins this best of 3 gets further in determining who gets to move on from Division 2 to Division 1. And this is a best of 3 between Immunity as well as Insidious Idol, and this is game 2 of that best of 3 with Immunity leading 1-0 with the mid Shadow Shaman that absolutely shut down the Ember Spirit, not to mention the core Mirana, as well as the Meepo, just getting lots of disables, having some pretty snowbally heroes, and able to just really, out of the laning phase, completely shut down Insidious with their 3 carries, and not able to do a whole lot with the Treant Protector as well as the AA, which had no hard disables, minus Overgrowth. And well, we'll see how they adjust. They adjust immediately by banning out Meepo instead of Doom, and so since they have first pick, they go ahead and go for Doom. So that's how Insidious adjusts so far, whereas the bans were still the same for Immunity. They ban out the Brewmaster as well as Lycan, even though it's on the Radiant side. Still hard to deal with unless you, if you have someone that's really good at playing Lycan. Kind of like how Luna was, where if you just lost one fight, well, all your towers are dead. So Mirana and Shadow Shaman, the identical first 2 picks from the last game for Immunity, working out pretty well. Probably going to be a mid Shadow Shaman once again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Obviously, they don't need a Meepo as far as their aggressive carry, but they can still go for something pretty equally aggressive. Something like, I guess Mirana. I'm trying to think of how they would lane that. Because they would go for like a safe lane carry and probably go with aggressive tri-lane with Mirana again. But they could go for something like Slardar, which is pretty good on the Dire side. I don't know, but remains to be seen. But Insidious, they go ahead and pick up a Shadow Demon, which was ignored in the last draft. Some good disable that they lacked a bit, and well, they also, I guess, a bit of a deny pick. They don't want to play it against Mirana. But they do ban out Wraith King once again. Immunity once again bans out Tinker, which would have been strong on the Radiant side. Just they're banning heroes they hate, apparently, so works out for them. And they ban out the Furion as well. So I guess they just hate rats with global presence, but I think when you have lots of blink initiators, you usually can deal pretty well with that, which it seems that they were pretty comfortable with playing, but at the same time, you know, it's what they decided to go for. So, okay, cool, they pick up a Windrunner. So Windrunner, another very aggressive core. Just the early disable with Shackle Shot, as long as you're going to be able to hit it, as well as, there's lots of setup as well, both in the Rasa, as well as the Sacred Air if they get it. That's almost a 4-second disable on 2 heroes, which is very good. Focus Fire has gotten buffed and buffed and buffed again, and I'll just be the first to admit it. I learned how to play Dota playing this hero, so I have a sentimental value with her, and I always talk up how good she is. And objectively, she's like a worse Mirana, but Mirana's already on the board, so now they get both. So they're sitting pretty well. But she's really, really good in a mid 1v1 matchup, but it looks like they're probably going to pick her for an offlaner or a support here. So, Insidious, they go ahead and pick up a Skywrath Mage. But really good support with the instant silence with the Ancient Seal, not to mention the magic damage as well. When it comes out to Shadow Poison as well as Scorched Earth, all these sources of magic damage works really well. Not to mention Soul Catcher with a Mystic Flare. Woo, it's a lot of damage. So, really easy setup, really good. It could be a mid Skywrath Mage as well, but if it's against that Rasa or against the Windranger or Windrunner, then it'll be a little bit difficult for him. Pretty versatile hero though. Normally we kind of see him in the support role. I think the last time I saw him played in the mid was in a big stomp when he was played by Dendi. So Immunity once again prioritizing the laning phases. They go ahead and pick up a Lich. So Lich, one of the best lane winners just in the game. Not to mention, just you always pull the lane back for favorable equilibrium for you, and then just not to mention denying the experience in addition to giving the experience to yourself as well as your lane partner. So quite an enabler for the offlaner as well as the mid laner if they want to go for something a little bit unconventional or greedy. So they could do like Shadow Shaman Rasta offlane and then do like, I don't know, Bane Potom safe lane and Windrunner mid, or they could do something like that. But Insidious, they're going to have a hard time kind of dissecting Immunity's draft here. It's pretty different. Whereas before they had all these blink initiators, and this time they They really don't. And Insidious taking a huge different style to their draft as well. Let's see if they go for a carry here. They do have Doom, which is more than likely running the off lane. Just, you go to the off lane, realize you can't get anything in the off lane, and then you go jungle. But still better than putting him as your safe lane carry, I think, just because there are a lot of other safe lane carries that don't really have the option to just go jungle. And then running him as a mid laner is, he's not really strong 1v1, so likely to see Doom in that off lane. They're going to go with the Sand King, so this looks like it will be a core Skywrath Mage, which I really expect. So that makes a lot of sense. I think just in particular, Skywrath Mage is a very strong laner. The Arcane Bolt, very spammable, very long distance, and he has a very incredible mana pool. I think he gains like 4 mana per level. I don't think it's Pugna level. Skywrath Mage, Lina, and Pugna are all up there as far as their int gains are concerned, but he has a really easy time making sure he can always spam those abilities. And the Sand King going to be coming out. That works really well with the Shadow Demon. So, pretty good. They have a decent amount of team fight, and Insidious, they go ahead and ban Silencer. You don't want Doom, who turns off Dota for one hero, and then you don't want Silencer that turns off Dota for your whole team. So it's a little bit annoying. So they're going to ban out the Silencer, which I think makes a lot of sense. It would be really annoying. Not to mention it would be a good carry, I think, for Insidious, who have a lot of disable and wouldn't necessarily need that in their carry. But as far as Insidious' ban here, I think Immunity can really just pick anything. That's the beauty of their lineup. They've drafted 4 of the most versatile heroes in the game, minus maybe Lich. They ban out Direside Tidehunter. Makes sense. They need a little bit of element of team fight. I think Clockwork would be very good in their lineup just because they have 2 ranged carries as well as, well, everyone's ranged. And so I guess they could pick up a Drow Ranger if they really wanted to. But Clockwork works really well with other ranged heroes just because you isolate someone in cogs and then all of a sudden your whole team's able to wail on them. You can even go Force Staff first if you really want to be scared of a certain opponent, maybe like an Ursa or Lifesteal or something like that. He wouldn't be, but I think that would work pretty well. They go with a Dragon Knight. So it looks like this will be an off-lane Windrunner with the Dragon Knight in the middle lane. Gives them a little bit more initiation with the Dragon Tail. God, Immunity loves their disables. They have a 3.25 second disable in Dragon Tail, a 5 second disable in Sacred Arrow, and a 3.75 second disable in Shackle Shot, and then they have 8.5 seconds of disable on Shadow Shaman. So if you don't have a BKB, I guess they have no disables that go through BKB, but the only one here that really wants to go for a BKB is Doom. So
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, Sand King eventually wants to get a BKB, but like super late in the game. So they definitely need a BKB building core here. I think Gyrocopter could be okay. Sven is decent. Who else? Who else builds BKBs and is good and can carry? I think Anti-Mage is okay-ish. If you can actually get away with it, because you have, yeah, it would be pretty greedy, but I think that Doom and then the trio of the Shadow Demon, Skywrath, and Sand King can make a bit of room. But you can't really lose a lane phase, and Lich almost makes it so that you just lose the laning phase all the time, so I have confirmed it is 4 mana per level. Thank you, FXO Frequency.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I don't know what they go for here, and apparently neither did they. They go with okay, all right, Dwarven Sniper. That's just, you know what that is? That's a all right, I'll say it. Pardon my French. That's a fuck it pick. We're playing Sniper. I mean, you can keep your distance, but Sniper has awful base damage. Going to be really difficult to get any last hits, I think, unless they... Because you can't really run a Skywrath in a tri-lane or off-lane. You have to run Skywrath mid. I guess you could run a Sand King off-lane, run Sniper mid during Doom in the safe lane, run a Sand King support, or a Sand King core and a Skywrath support. I don't know. I don't know how any of these lanes are going to work out. I don't know how any of these lanes are going to work out, but
10 seconds
we'll have to see. So, I'll have to see. Down 0-1 on the side on the Radiant. They'll have to win 2 games in a row to get back in it. We'll have to see how they do in this game. It will be Shagasaurus on your carry Doombringer, Yatsin on your Shadow Demon, As a support, it will be a mid Skywrath Mage played by Asara. Chu will be playing your Dwarven Sniper, and Red will be playing as a support Sand King. On the side of immunity, it will be Goated playing on your Boots first offlane Windrunner, and it will be Lich going to be assisted him, played by Risk. Dragonite going to be played by Slicks. Ball's going to be on the bottom once again, and Shotten going to be playing on a support Shadow Shaman this game. Shagasaurus is spotted. Everyone's going to ping out, kind of awkwardly look at each other. The initiation range certainly goes to immunity. They do have Boots first on the Windrunner as well as the Shackle, which is what, a 1.5 at level 1? Yeah, it sure is. So, we'll have to see. As far as lanes go, everyone just kind of looks at each other and leaves. It looks like it will be a defensive tri-lane. Off-lane in the Windrunner. We will have a Lich. With the Sacrifice, it will be a dual lane bottom as well as a DK mid. So that makes a lot of sense. Looks like it will be Shagasaurus going towards the off-lane. It will be a safe lane tri-lane with the Sniper. And the Sand King kind of farming the jungle. And the mid Skywrath Mage. So Skywrath actually going to do pretty well against a DK. The long-range initiation and harassment's actually a lot for DK to deal with until he gets a point in Dragon's Blood. You don't really want to go for more than one. But they both have pulled tangos, so they should be getting their bottles around the same time as well. It looks like Dragon Knight won the block a little bit. But this will be pretty interesting to watch. As far as the offlane Doom, he is on Radiant, so it's a little bit easier here. He actually, Shotten actually blocked that camp intentionally because he knew that Shagasaurus was going to go ahead and block that camp. So pretty good. Shackle into arrow. This looks like about a 3-second arrow. With the right clicks, he skilled Devour already. He didn't hold the point. So Shagasaurus might go down 53 HP. And he's going to salve up. So if he had skilled Scorched Earth there, he definitely would have gotten away. But he had already skilled the Devour. So Chu goes for the Shrapnel build right away and picks up the Ring of Basilius. So pretty good for him. And it looks like he turns it on. He wants to push this wave a little bit. And this is a good way to punish a Lich. Is to just push that tower early on. Because you're always going to be pulling the wave back. And Lich's anti-push is pretty bad. Not to mention you don't really want to get Ice Armor for the towers early on. So pretty good stuff. DK does have his bottle. Skywrath sitting at 4 and 4, whereas DK sitting at 1 and 2. Kind of expected. Skywrath going to do really well against most melee heroes. And it looks like the pool will come from Shotten here. Going to be getting a little bit of experience. Also trying to hopefully prevent the Doombringer from devouring this Wild Wing Ripper. As we see some warding action, looks like there is going to be a D-ward here. Or what's attempted from the Radiant by Lich, but they could actually deny that ward if they really wanted to. They have a lot of time left on it. 5.5 minutes, they don't really want to do that. And Risk, he might want to still try to go for this D-ward. And he has a Monkey King bar already, so no misses uphill. And Doom does not get to devour that creep. So he actually has no creeps right now. He's pretty sad. But he's still getting a decent amount of experience being able to pull. He's already about to be level 3, which I think is a lot better than we normally expect from a Doombringer earlier on. Whereas Chu, he's sitting at 6 and 1 against a 6 and 0 Windrunner. So pretty decent for him. He's already hitting for 50 damage, which is a little bit better than you expect snipers to be hitting for early on. We'll see if he goes for the Phase Boots build just to prioritize his laning. Especially against a Lich, it's doing really well. Murana, though, she still has a lot of tangos. Interesting that she goes for these double tangos, even she's not going to the aggressive tri-lane. But I guess it was kind of like they didn't know if they were going to go aggressive or not. That's why they were scouting out in the jungle at level 1. So still, tango's not a bad thing to have. She picks up the Ring of Basilius as well. And Doombringer has abandoned, gone to the jungle, picked up the health creep to help him jungle a little bit more effectively. And actually, with the bottle crowing, Slicks has been able to catch up using the Breathe Fire to secure a lot of CS. He's also gotten the Magic Stick to deal with that Arcane Bolt harassment. So he's caught up a fair amount, whereas Skywrath Mage looks like he's going to be bottle crowing too. And it's pretty hard to contest last hits against Breathe Fire. So, pretty decent for him. Stack is here as well. Actually was a Sentry warded by the Lich. Really smart spot to put the Sentry ward to both D-ward here, as well as block the stacking camp to prevent the Sand King. That is a Mud Golem camp, so and now he knows that it's warded. Or actually that was a Windrunner pinging out. She's got her Blades of Attack as well, going for those early phase boots for that harassment. We'll probably see her be the Met carrier for this team as well, unless you want to put it on the Lich A lot of these Asian teams really love abusing a fast mech on one of their cores. And Windrunner, a very, very good mech carrier, just because she has the mana pull for it, and just mech really good on those range heroes. Plus, whenever she has Windrun and a mech, it's really hard to kill her. The Skywrath Mage going to get a regen rune. He's almost level 5, actually. I was expecting him to be close to level 6 by now. Oh, that was actually the 4-minute rune. I just feel like 2 minutes all of a sudden were passed. And Doombringer with this Unholy Aura creep, he is feeling a little bit more ballsy in the offlane. However, if he gets shackled and arrowed, he is going to die. It is not a level 2 arrow just yet. We've actually seen this skill build come out pretty recently. Not really recently, but it's been a little bit more popular to get the second point arrow right away, because for the same mana cost, it doubles your damage. So, foregoing that Starstorm proc early. And speaking of which, there's going to be a leap forward. Shagasaurus Rex is going to... Well, he's already got the Scorched Earth off as well, the Unholy Aura. There's a Hex as well, and really hard to bring him down. TP coming in from the Shadow Demon. The Satyr Blast is going to be there. Balls, he already used Leap, and it's just a level 1 Leap, but not going to be able to clean him up. Skywrath now just still doing more harassment. He does have that regen rune bottle, so he can pretty guiltlessly spam out as much mana as he can muster. Whereas your Sniper, he has gone for those Blades of Attack, going for those Phase Boots, but Sniper, he gets slowed. He's staying out of the tree range for the Shackle Shot, and a Tactical Pause comes out for your Priestess of the Moon, who will also be going for Phase Boots. It looks like Skywrath, he's TPing in. Sorry, lag, quote unquote. And Chu, we'll see if he gets shackled here. There could be a 2-hero shackle, no. Godit was a little bit early anticipating that TP. This is First Blood, by the way, and First Blood goes the way of Chu. In the meantime, looks like they're going to be trying to wrap around, but Windrunner with those Phase Boots as well as the Windrun, going to be pretty hard to catch up with. And DK now gets some time in the mid lane to hit some creeps, which he really likes, and pops a Dragon Form. Misses the last hit on the Catapult, and now he's going to try to push that mid lane. That's what DK does. That's what Immunity did just with their Rasa in the last game. Just if someone leaves, just go push the tower. Going to be slowed by the Concussive Shot. Arcane Bolt's there as well. Silence coming in, but he does have a Mystic Flare. Oh! The Disruption! That was a huge miscommunication coming out there from Insidious. That would have been a dead DK. Thank you very much, says Slicks. Moonlight Shadow is going to be popped as well. Reported. A little bit unfortunate there. But now, Shagasaurus, he gets a lot of time in the top lane. Mirana can't kill him one-on-one, especially just with the 3 points in the Starstorm, not the 2 points in the arrow. So, he's getting a lot of experience. He's going to be level 6 pretty soon. Rasa has rotated down. He went for the 1-1-1 build. 2 disables as well as the nuke. Pretty standard, I would say. Looks like they want to go for the Sand King, who's derooting over in the jungle. And some creeps can be taken here. He gets both those last hits with the Sandstorm in red. He is spotted. Alright. Shackles, slow, right clicks, Hex, right clicks, Ether Shock. Going to be able to kill him. Windrunner did get in range for the EXP, I think, as well. So, lack of wards being able to spot there. Dire wards, very aggressive coming out. So, this one's actually about to expire just now in 3 seconds. And it's gone. Vision gone. The Panem just farming up in the safe lane, doing very well. Probably going to go for those drums again. Shadow Demon's just kind of been camping in the mid lane. The Skywrath Mage has just been roaming around a bit. Looks like he was trying to check a rune or something. But he can't necessarily push the tower as easily. Chu, he has his Phase Boots Aquila, so he's hitting pretty hard right now. Hitting for almost 100. So pretty difficult to out-contest him in lane. And with that Ring of Aquila and the Max Shrapnel build, which I really like, he can push those towers pretty easily. But with the Lich, it's going to be pretty difficult. He already has the boots. And he's using the Shrapnel for some last hits here. The Sniper, like, just this game positioning is so hard for him. Because if you just get caught out, you're just dead. There's so much disable and you're a very squishy hero. But he probably will be going for the BKB this game. Doom will be going for the Hand of Midas as well. And now he just hit level 6. So now he has the Doom Hex, the Curse, as it is called in the tooltip. What do they call it in the tooltip? It is a Curse. But DD going to be spotted bottom, going to be picked up by Davion. So Dragon Knight going to be picked up. He's got the early bracer. Whether this is casual or it is to build into Drums of Endurance remains to be seen. Usually we kind of see the casual bracer. And then just going straight into the BKB or the Shadow Blade. This game probably going to be that BKB. It's because you have a built-in Shadow Blade on your team with Moonlight Shadow. Bottom lane, people feeling really pressured here. They do have a ward in their own jungle, so they can spot as well as the mid lane movement. But they're the ones moving up towards the top lane. They are smoked with the Skywrath Mage. He has a Mystic Flare. Oh, but the pounce immediately. Great reactions there coming out from Balls. And DK is still farming up in the mid lane. He's saying, you know, no one's here. I'm going to use Dragon Form to push their tower with a DD. It's going to go down. It's going to be awesome. So be careful top. And he picks up his treads as well. Going to be coming on the courier. So still just 1 for 1, just with the Sand King going down as well as the Lich. Those are the only casualties of war so far. And as the laning phase is breaking down, Immunity is just, in general, winning the laning phase a little bit more easily. And DD going to be activated. Dragon Form, Dragon Tail. Well, goodbye, sir. Having 1 armor at this stage in the game, pretty difficult to deal with. Mirana actually was able to secure that kill with the last second arrow. Moonlight Shadow going to be used as well. I think that was defensively in the bottom lane as a Windrunner did go down. She is going to be working towards that 4 staff as she's already picked up her Staff of Wizardry. And meanwhile, Rasa, he gets some time to get some levels in the bottom lane, and if he hits level 6 here, you can drop snakes on this tower. That'll be pretty nice for him. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Doombringer does go down after a Dragon Tail into an arrow. That's all the disable we were talking about. Skywrath Mage comes in, takes 1 hit and loses like 200 health. A little bit annoying for him. Shrapnel going to be used by Chu to push his towers. Looks like he will be going for drums as he has picked up that Robe of the Magi. So going for the coveted kind of Mirana sort of build with the phase drums Aquila. Also just very good for sniper in general. I can't really think of many heroes that drums are bad on. Now that I think of it, but Rasa has hit level 6. I think he's waiting for a glyph, but if he... No, he knows that everyone's off the map. He's kind of thinking someone's going to come and defend this, and maybe he wants to kill them with the Serpent Wards. And he picks up his Mana Boots, so he's baiting something, I think. But picks up his Mana Boots and shows himself back in the lane. Biaz the wave, and Doombringer are going to come up. I think with Scorched Earth and the Unholy Aura, he could definitely deal with those Serpent Wards. But Sand King, he's been left to his own devices, and after a lot of derooting, he's able to pick up his Blink Dagger. So now that initiation comes out for Insidious, which they desperately need. But Skywrath, he did pick up a haste. Potom is smoked up in the mid lane. Going to try to hit an arrow. But what he doesn't know, there are 2 heroes here. Arrow's going to hit as well. Leap, Starstorm going to be coming up. But it's a trap. Defensive disruption. Blink, Epicenter going to be used from Balls. And, well, that was fortuitous. But TP's coming in immediately. Hex on the red. Ether Shock is there as well. But a little bit unfortunate there for your Potom. That's your safe lane carry as well that went and rotated to try to get that kill. But defensively disrupted, and no one really saw the smoke, but they were looking for something in mid lane, and then it came to them. But Snake's Dragon Form going to be used, and Immunity showing that they really, really like these heroes that just take down towers really quickly. Doombringer, Lucifer's almost got his Hand of Midas, whereas Chu got the drums and endurance recipe. Can have those up pretty soon. Actually, he has them on the courier, so once your Skywrath Mage is not even such a hog with the courier, he'll have his drums, and he's just farming down the safe lane. Probably going to be going for something like the Maelstrom, maybe Mask of Madness if he really needs it, which gives a lot of move speed with the phase drums, Mask of Madness. You can get away very quickly, not to mention sieging high ground against the sniper is actually really hard. Balls, he's going to get Burrow Struck, he's going to get doomed. It's only a level 1 doom, the nuke's going to come out as well, and TPs are going to come in. Balls is juking into the trees, but with the Doombringer near him, going to be fine. This could be a return kill. Really easy to land shackle shots here. We'll see. He's trying to get the 2-hero shackle shot. He's actually... Oh, no, he's out of mana. Well, alright, a little bit awkward, but Doombringer going to be able to get away here. He has purchased his Hand of Midas. Shackle shot, he now has the mana for it. Probably going to land right here. No. Dragon Tail's going to be there as well. Power Shot going to be able to secure the kill. Skywrath Mage throws the Ancient Seal out, but not going to be able to do a whole lot there. So 2 for 1 with those TP rotations, minus your Lich, who's farming in the bottom lane. Looks like Chu, he's actually come up here as well. Having his drums delivered to him, he uses a shrapnel, he's pinging the hell out of Slicks, saying, kill this man, kill this man. Demonic Purge can be used, Ancient Seal as well as the Mystic Flare. He was at 100 movement speed, and that man died. So Moonlight Shadow going to be used. They're going to try to re-engage here. Rasa will be going for that Blink Dagger. He's saved up a lot of gold here. Doom finally picks up his Hand of Midas. They will be going for red, maybe. Oh, but the right click, immediate Burrow Strike. And Ancient Seal coming up. Chain Frost is there as well. And the Shrapnel, the Assassin is going to be able to pick him off. Thanks for standing still. And Chu is now on a killing spree, so that was just... that was pretty poorly coordinated, I think. But at least your Shadow Demon now has his upgraded boots. He's got his smoke and got some wards as well. Blink Dagger on Sand King. We'll see who's the mech carrier this game. They don't really have a very good mech carrier. It looks like Staff of Wizardry could probably be a 4-staff or an Atos. Coming out from your Skywrath Mage. Atos is pretty popular just because with Concussive Shot as well as the Atos, very easy to slow people to 100 movement speed and land the Mystic Flare on them. Not to mention, you're so squishy as Skywrath that the Vitality booster in the Rod of Atos is quite good. And Atos it's going to keep getting buffed and buffed, and it's still going to be an underrated item. But Windrunner she has finished her 4-staff, not sure exactly when that happened, but she is going to be going for the mech for the team, as expected. And Lich is going to be just looking for his Tranquil boots. So people are all pretty poor. Mainly it's Chu and Dragonite that are sitting atop the net worth chart. Interestingly enough, Windrunner doing okay as far as her net worth is concerned, but just been last hitting very well. She's got 58 last hits, so doing pretty well there. She's also 1-1-1. She's only died once, so. Anyway, bottom tower being pushed with Dragon Form. There is a smoke down. They're going to try to re-engage here. Blink Burst Strike onto your Windrunner, but there's actually a blink from your Dragon Knight. That's what he spent his money on. Heck's going to be on Shagasaurus. He's popped the Scorched Earth. Is there going to be a Shackle? Yes, there is. Shackle Shot to follow this way. And Shagasaurus, goodbye, friend. That's all that disable we talk about. You have to get a BKB against this team, and the length of their disables is still even greater later in the game than the length of your BKBs. And Chu pushing the tower. He's got level 3 and take aim, so he can almost outrange the towers in Shrapnel. At level 4, takes 10% of the tower's health every time you get it. And Blink going to be coming out from Slick to secure this Illusion Rune. So probably be going for something like the BKB or the Assault Cuirass coming on up. We'll have to see if he saves it for the Hyperstone or picks up that Ogre Club. But still 6-7 your kill score. Immunity laning a little bit better, I would say. Just out of efficiency, it seems like they just come out ahead in the laning phase. It looks like they're going to be going for Roche. You're going to drop the Serpent once you get it. And we're going to use the move command on these illusions to go ahead and tank up a little bit as well. And this should be pretty easy for them to take. Not spotted as well as there are no Radiant Observer wards on the map. Let's see, Shadow Demon was the one holding the wards. He actually... No, he went ahead... Okay, never mind. He actually dropped one and dropped a sentry in the mid lane, but still very, very defensive with their wards. Insidious is just so scared. I guess that's also the power of the first pick, Mirana. Just... Mirana's one of those heroes that makes you scared. And DK now gets an Aegis to the Immortal. Phase Boots finished up on your Doombringer. Lots of items coming out, and an urn picked up once again from Risk. So, very aggressive item. Same way we saw it in the last game. Whereas Sniper, what's he building up here? He's got a decent amount of money. I kind of expect the Maelstrom. Just really good on that hero just because of the long range that you have with all the lightning procs. And the range of the lightning procs plus the range of take aim just means that your initiation, your damage range, and the ability to cancel blink daggers in particular is very good. And it helps you siege high ground as well as defend your high ground very early. And Sniper actually is just really good late game. He's underrated a bit. Does he have a Mithril Hammer? Yeah, he's going for the Maelstrom. So he's pretty good late game, if for nothing else, in his ability to just defend high ground very safely. And when you have a frontliner such as your Doombringer, as well as the initiation that's going to come up from your Sand King, who's a pretty tanky initiator, even though he's a support, you can do very well and do a lot of DPS in these fights. Plus, not to mention things like Headshot that go through BKB. Assassinate's very good as well, and it's very spammable late in the game. And well, we'll see what Immunity decides to do. They have finished the mech on your Windrunner, so they can start pushing up these towers. They have the level 2 Dragon Form as well. And it looks like mech will be coming out on your Doombringer. Got his Midas as well, so he's getting the items pretty quickly, even though he had a little bit of a rocky start. And someone just bought something. That was Lich just buying wards. And Snake's going to be dropped on this tower. Focus Fire as well. Really helping out these towers as well. Dragon Form going to be committed. It looks like Windranger does not need to use her Focus Fire. And the trade for the Tier 1, not really that great coming out for Insidious. Guys, tower's going down. I think that this tower can be defended as well, or at the very least denied. Doombringer's going to get the last hit. But trading Tier 1 for a Tier 2, it's ever something you really want to do. Moonlight Shadow's going to be popped. They're going to be trying to re-engage here. Haste, no, that's actually just a really fast Lich. Smoke's going to be used, but popped immediately. Arrow going to be landing on the Shadow Demon as well, but Burrow Strike going to be dodged by the leap, and both of them were trying to re-engage. It was actually spotted by the Sentry. Oh, no, that's actually what was Dire Sentry Ward, but still. God, DK has a lot of gold. Did it just go straight heart? Like, what do you buy? Slicks just kind of wants to be mushy. Wants to just have a lot of money. And it looks like it will be a 4-staff coming out for your Sky Wrath Mage. So this is a bit of a lulling period. Everyone just kind of playing really cautiously. And even when Immunity had a really big lead in the last game, they just played really cautiously. I guess that's what you do when you want to win. And it works at these like Division 2 levels. But usually I think that the team that takes the most risks and is the most aggressive is usually has a higher chance of winning. Delicious beverage. But anyway, Doombringer has finished up his mechanism. Skywrath finished his 4-staff. But where's really the word go for Insidious? They kind of feel like they have a lineup that just kind of want to turtle out. Like maybe you roam around with your Skywrath's Shadow Demon as well as the Sand King. But beyond that, I think that Doom and Sniper just kind of want to farm. These heroes just really want to farm. And okay, Dragon Knight one-shot buys a BKB. Maybe he didn't necessarily want to reveal what he was going for, but BKB, really, really good on that hero. It's health, which gives him damage, and then damage as well as magic immunity, which allows him to just kind of stand in the front lines. DK, one of the best BKB heroes in the game. I mean, BKB is good on everyone, but you know what I mean. He benefits really well from BKB. So, Smoke Up moving towards the jungle. That was the word go they were looking for. They're going to try to find a pick here. They pinged the middle area, which actually has a defensive sentry ward here from Insidious. So there was no vision. They also have a defensive ward on the plateau. So Immunity, maybe they've caught on that Insidious just only wards defensively. But if not, they're all just kind of chilling as 5. Do they have a smoke on anyone? They have a smoke on no one. They're just roaming as 5 just because they want to go take that top tower and maybe get a pick off. And I guess tier 1 towers are pretty easy to take as Sniper, and it seems like they just, both of these teams just, they just go and want to gank each other at the same time. So we'll see. It might be another tier 1 for tier 2 trade, as we do have the Rasa Snakes as well as the Dragon Form, level 2. Let's see what Windrunner also wants to buy. She's got 1,700 gold. She probably wants to go for a Blink as well. I think just like Blink Force, Hex Mech is really good on this hero. You have almost unlimited mobility, so it's really easy to take make sure you land a good disable on a Shackle Shot, and the Hex does really well. But speaking of Blink and Hex, defensive disruption is going to be there, but the Epicenter with the Burrow Strike going to be catching on to 2. Shacklesaurus Rex does get the Doom off. He actually gets it off the Dragon Knight, but Dragon Knight doesn't really care. Shackle's going to be landing on red. Godic's going to be able to try to clean him up, but Assassinate going to be able to clean up the Mirana. Dragon Knight gets his Aegis pop. The Serpent Ward's doing so much work here. Chu doing a lot of right-clicking, cleaning up those Serpent Wards as well, and DK going to be able to blink out. Currently just a 1 for 3 if you count the Aegis for that. This is also something I didn't really mention, but Sniper are incredible against Rasa wards, just because you want to siege with Rasa wards, but Sniper outranges them. So my friends and I always joke that Sniper is the counter to Rasa, just because of that. But it's working out pretty well, and they actually have a gem on your Shadow Demon, so he's looking to get some dewarding action. He knows that, okay, they moved to try to siege his tier 1 tower. They probably threw some wards in our jungle, so now I need to go deward those. Plus, he can deward the plateau. And I think IM can just kind of wait it out. I think they have better late game. I'm not sure. Skywrath Mage obviously falls off when you have BKBs, but obviously that's kind of a null argument just because BKBs don't last forever in teamfights, especially later on in the game when everyone kind of gets 4-second BKBs, and then you want to invest in new BKBs, which could have been, a Daedalus or something like that. Obviously, the price isn't comparable, but minus 1,200 gold or so in that particular example. Couriers here going to be waiting to choose Molnir. He's got it in about 200 gold. So it's also it's just very difficult to engage into a Sniper that has very good positioning. Windrunner's got 2,300 gold. Whether she decides to buy the Ultimate Orb or the Blink Dagger remains to be seen. She could also go for the Orchid Malevolence. But seeing as that item has like one of the best build-ups in the game, she probably would have purchased at least one Oblivion Staff by now if that's what she was going for. The Maelstrom also works very well with Focus Fire. You get so many Maelstrom procs, it's actually absurd, just with the free attack speed with no animation and costing like basically no mana for that here in particular. But still, Doombringer looks like he's got that plate mail, going to be going for one of those Shiva's guards. Pretty good item on Doom, and probably, I don't know what he'll be going for next. Looks like Ross's got an Ogre Club. Whether this is a BKB or it is the Aghanim Scepter remains to be seen, but BKB could work out pretty well. I think Ross is a hero that certainly benefits from BKB just because of being able to channel your disables without getting interrupted. It's pretty nice. Shagasaurus, he's just kind of chilling. He pings out the Rasta here. Everyone's just so freaking careful, man. Absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, Smoke Up was from the Skywrath Mage, but waiting for someone to farm the creep wave. That's what kind of everyone's waiting to do, is just farm creep waves. Doombringer does TP out. Looks like he actually was getting a little bit threatened, I would suppose. But Windrunner has picked up the ultimate, so she will be going for that Scythe of Ice right away. I highly doubt that it's a Lincoln Sphere. Lincoln's actually pretty good on Windrunner, all things considered, but we'll have to see. Still 8-8, the kill score. XP and gold lead still going in Immunity's favor. Also, why the hell is it... Have I never noticed this before? That the bottom is dire? Has it always been that way? I guess it's always been that way. But that kind of doesn't make sense with the map. I guess reading... Okay, I guess it makes sense because you read top down and you read left to right, so... You know, left to right and top down. It's whatever. I guess, but that's also reversed for the draft phase. It's whatever. Anyway, Ancient's being farmed as a team. Roche, he's up. They can take him. Doombringer, he has Doom. He can use it in a fight if he really needs to. Courier's just kind of chilling here. It actually has the Vitality booster. Forisar is going to be going for that Rod of Atos, unless he's going for a Bloodstone, which he could do if he disassembles his Arcane Boots. I don't think this is necessarily a good Bloodstone game for him, as only 16 kills have happened. So he doesn't necessarily need to have all that mana just sustained in a fight, and they also probably won't anticipate getting too many charges. Lich picks up a gem as well, and Dragonite will be going for your Salt Cuirass. Still, Red looks like he'll be going for his own Force Staff as well, as he's picked up the Staff of Wizardry. Normally we see Sand Kings go for the Arcane Boots into the Veil, just because you get that regen from the Helm of Iron Will, which basically means you never have to back. And he's actually completely skipping levels in Caustic Finale to go for stats instead. So good stuff. Everyone just farming away, and if I'm Insidious, this is what I want to do. I think that Insidious has great high ground defense. I think that they have good late game, both with the Doombringer and the Sniper. And they have some good initiators. They have a lot of magic damage as well. They do have 3 carries though. Windrunner is one of the best at this in particular, just because by building lots of disables, she builds a lot of damage as well. And just because of being able to stack a lot of intelligence. But Roche attempt was spotted, and there's going to be a smoke wraparound, so Immunity being incredibly prepared. So they're going to be going towards the jungle. The line is drawn. They're going to be getting the Doombringer. And is there going to be a Blink disable? Blink disable from the Dragon Knight. There goes the Dragon Tail as well. But the Burrow Strike, going to be able to catch 4 of them as well. Shackle Shot going to land on Shagasaurus. He's going to go down before he gets a Doom off. The Serpent Wards go down. They're going to be trapping the Shadow Demon in the middle of that camp that's empty. But Shaitan, he gets Mystic Flared. He's going to get earned up. The gem is lost from your Shadow Demon in the backside of the fight. It looks like Doom, he will get Shackle Shot as well. The arrow is going to be following up. But the Burrow Strike on a 3. Going to be catching so many of them. But Red taking a lot of damage from the Serpent Wards. Doom going to finally go off on the Marana, and the Doom's after a buyback. And Godot gets a killing spree off of this. The gem goes down. Double gem sitting on the deck as the Lich goes down, but Slicks, he's focusing on the Skywrath Mage. The Doom, he picks up one of the gems, and he's going to be chasing out after that. He's going to get forced at 40 as a blink up in 2 seconds. Levels up another Dragon Tail, so another disabled Power Shot going to be there. But Blink, Doom, Shackle Shot going to do nothing, going to be stacked, but Slicks going to be able to clean that up with Breathe Fire. Another gem going to be picked up. Double gem for your Shadow Shaman. What an incredible fight coming out from IM. I don't know what all the ridiculous pings are for. Looks like they're mad at each other as they're all pinging. But, well. Showing the power of the disables. And this is why these BKBs need to come out on the heroes such as the Doombringer as well as your Sniper. And Skywrath Mage, you did really well keeping his distance, but just the sustain as well. They don't even, let's see, they didn't even pop the mech in that fight, I don't think. I don't think they even popped the mech in that fight, but still. And Rasa, I don't know what he's buying. It could be BKB, it could be Ags. I think Ags would be great. Just on that hero in particular, the upgrade is ridiculous. Let's see. I actually can't even tell what the Ags upgrade is for the hero just in-game. I would have to go for, looking that up, but I'll let the chat do that for me. So Red did finish his Force Staff, the Rod of AUI on the way for Ysara. And after that fight, a pretty significant drop in gold and EXP, and everyone is still kind of farming away. I think that I would favor... I still talk about how Doom and Sniper are still pretty good late game. Okay, it is the Lincoln Sphere for your Windrunner, so that's her defensive item. This is also... The reason that Lincoln Sphere works out for Windrunner really well is just, in particular, when there's a single target disabled, you can just Windrun usually and get out of most circumstances, as well with the Force Staff, for the same reason that Lincoln's is very good on Weaver. Just when you have an ability that lets you get away or escape right quickly, the Lincoln's pop is kind of like a warning sign. So it works pretty well then. Plus, getting BKB on Windrunner is not really the greatest thing in the world. But now they have Lincolns, they have AC, so Potom ult going to be used, but they're just going to use it for Roche, it looks like. And Rasa, does he commit the snakes? I don't think he needs to. They have enough damage, so he wants to use the snakes for the fight. Okay, they do commit it. Shackle shot onto Roche as well. And he's going to go down really quickly, but it's spotted by the Shrapnel as well. Arrow's going to be flying out. Doom comes in with the Scorched Earth. He tries to get the Doom on Potom, but she leaps. Chain Frost going to be only hitting onto 2, but the Blink Shackle going to be onto Red. He's actually onto the high ground. Roche goes down to the Dyer in the meantime. Dragon Knight gets it, but the Mystic Flare absolutely annihilates the Rotz in the meantime. Doom goes down. He already got the Doom off Red. Comes in with the Epicenter. He's such low health, but he got the Burrow Strike on their whole team. But Sniper's still doing so much damage. Assassinate doing a lot of work as well. Chu, he's going to be stunned up, but Dragon Knight, he has the Aegis. Well, Chu, he needs to back up. Chu gets a double kill, but Gem going to be picked up from your Shadow Demon. Slicks, he's going to get silenced. He's going to get slowed. He's at 101 move speed. He's really having a hard time here. And this damage from the Sniper is absolutely absurd. That salve he had from the beginning of the game helping him in that fight as well. Triple kill for Chu. What a fight for Insidious. And Chu is just playing out of his mind on this Dwarven Sniper. His only death was just at... When was his only death? Hold on.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
His only death was in that fight that happened in the Dire side after they were spotted during Roche. But Rada Vatos done for your Skywrath Mage.
Dyer's middle tower is
Kind of hard to slow her though. She does have a Lincoln Sphere. Easy ways to pop that, but even blocking just one of those spells is very good. I do think she probably could have dealt with going for the Scythe of Ice though, for the team. But that's just me. Still, Lincoln's I think is very good on that hero. But Rasa got more net worth than almost his... Wait, hold on. Where's the disparity in net worth? Oh, Ysara. Oh, his net worth dipped down because he dropped all his items to use his mana boots. Okay. I was like, wait a second, this isn't right. Why is Rasta ahead of... Like, who's their other core that should be around here? But that was just the Skywrath Mage screwing with me. Doom, he's had this plate mail forever. Really, really far off from that Mystic Staff and the Shiva's Guard. Mirana now picks up her own BKB. So she was just saving a lot of money, seeing what she wanted to buy. Instead of the Butterfly, this game goes for the BKB. Lich, just Tranquil's Urn. Probably going to go for that Aghanim Scepter, just because I think most people are going to clump. Well, actually, I don't know if Aghanim Scepter is that great. Because Sniper is going to keep his distance. Skywrath is going to be pretty mobile. Only Sand King, Shadow Demon, and Doom are going to be around, so getting the endless bounces on the Lich is maybe not the greatest. Maybe they could go for something like the Shiva's Guard on him, just later on, or go for just mobility, get that Force Staff. And he's sitting on a lot of gold, so he probably doesn't necessarily know what to buy. And I personally don't know what to buy either, because I kind of feel like anything that Lich wants to buy this game to be pretty useful is just such a long way off that might as well just buy wards, I guess. But still, more farming. After the Aegis is popped, we'll have the Roche coming up in, I don't know how to read this clock. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 minutes until there's potentially more time. So in 5 minutes, we'll know if it's 3 minutes or 1 minute. I think that's how it's read. But still, just the positioning coming out from Chu is doing really well. He's actually got a Manta style. Or sorry, got an Ultimate Orb. So whether this is a Manta style or an Eye of Scotty remains to be seen. I personally think the Scotty would be pretty good for the slow against the Dragon Knight in particular, as well as Mirana, who can be kited pretty easily. Not to mention the stats. Manta style has its merits as well. And Courier is going to the Secret Shop. That's actually just going to be the Shiva's Guard for your Doombringer. But Manta style synergizes really well with the move speed as well as the debuffs being removed. And also being able to dodge things like arrow, etc. Keep you from building a BKB. But I do think you kind of just need to build a BKB. It's really greedy to not against this lineup with so much disable. Especially when they aren't building a Hex. Like, if you just BKB before they can Hex you, like, there's nothing that can actually control you. So, but I guess his logic is such that he just wants to make sure that he's always back in the team fights and doesn't necessarily need to be put in a position where he would need to activate a BKB anyway. So, works out for them, I suppose. God, Shadow Demon is so poor. All he's done is bought gems and fed them. Let's see, that one's owned by Risk, and the other gem is... They've actually switched gems. That's actually pretty funny. But it looks like the Siege will come on the bottom tower. Ross Snakes are up. And that is a BKB that came out on him, so he's pretty rich. Chu, he's got a lot of damage though. Arrow's going to be landing on Shagasaurus. Molnir Charge going to be placed summon as well. Shackle Shot not going to land, just a warning shot. Assassinate is on Windrunner. Unfortunately, she does not have a Yule Scepter. She can't exactly avoid that. But she does have a mech. They have a lot of sustain. They have the Urn as well. God, they have a lot of buffs. Just the drums, mech, and the AC. Everyone has a lot of armor and a lot of sustain. The Skywrath Mage is waiting. This is the other thing is the immunity has like this lineup where you just kind of walk up to towers, and that's what Insidious' lineup is really good at dealing with, just with the Sand King as well as the Sniper. And Doom, like, he's got 23 armor. He doesn't have the most health, but he can frontline decently. So it's some good stuff for him. And Lincoln's going to be popped. Shackle, actually going to... Wait, what? Oh, that's a tree. I thought it landed on Shagasaurus, but like the animation was bad. But you try to shackle him off the creep. And this is just kind of an awkward stance, and this is what Sniper is really good at. And this isn't even high ground yet. Like, you think about defending against Sniper high ground in your pub games, like, that's not just a pub game thing. That's a real thing. Sniper's so good at that, especially whenever he has the endless mana to just keep shrapneling. Like, goodbye to your creep wave. And it looks like it will be the Scotty build, so pretty good. He's going to be tanking up, not to mention the slow is very good. And he can get it on almost everyone with his good attack speed. So Scotty Sniper coming up. And still, more awkward posturing. Roche will know in about 2 minutes. I'm going to drink some coffee. Ah, it's delicious. And still, after the awkward posturing, we have a smoke delivered, and the line has been drawn. As Immunity decided they're finally going to back off. They're wasting time that they could just be farming. Whereas Dragon Knight, you're probably going to go for maybe some damage. I think an Abyssal Blade is usually my choice for this hero. Crystal is pretty common, though. Oh, but immediately blinks away. Engagement avoided. So, as this is boiling down, just both teams are just so good at avoiding each other and defending towers. It's actually just getting a little bit stale, maybe. It's not like it's bad or anything. It's just the nature of the lineups. And this is certainly putting Immunity out of their comfort zone. We saw them in the last game. They just wanted to come up in your face and push down towers, find pickoffs, farm aggressively, such as the positioning that Balls is farming in. And it looks like he has the Ultimate Orb, so probably that Manta Sow coming up. Let's see who wants to go first, Scotty. Hex is not unheard of on Mirana, but you definitely want to go for that on your Windrunner. And yes, people in the chat that are complaining that I'm calling her Windrunner, well, I'm sorry. That's her name. Windranger, I don't know, man. Blizzard. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all, but she doesn't range like the wind. But nah, it's whatever. It's one of her names. I could call her Illyria if you want. That's also her name. Luriali is also a good name. But Rasa was invis. Hex onto red as well. Serpent Wards is there. Chu, he just backs up immediately. He's actually really hard to bring down with these double Ultraman Orbs and these drums. He has a lot of stats. In the meantime, Doombringer does go down as he was the one caught out. And now this could be... I mean, he does have buyback. Actually, something new, if you guys haven't noticed yet, there's this little gold border around their respawn timer if they have buyback. So no longer need to do this stuff. It's pretty nice. And if they don't have it, well, then they don't have buyback. So pretty nice. It also works in your pub games. It doesn't work for the enemy team, I don't think, because that would be pretty imbalanced. And yeah, as expected, Crystallis comes out for your Dragon Knight. Marana Arrow going to be going fishing. Hits a creep. That creep. Deny that creep. I don't deny that creep. It's going to be a little bit annoying for them. But still, Doombringer's going to be up pretty soon. Leap from Marana, and they should just usually be waiting for Roche. Actually, oh, this is actually just a full-on respawn timer. Okay, so it's on up in 10 seconds. And Scotty going to be finished up for your Dwarven Sniper. There you go. So now he can start working towards something like a Daedalus, maybe something like a Butterfly as well. Lich, after just saving a lot of money, just decides, I'll just get a Force Staff. Kind of be expected. Agnus isn't really going to do too much from the game. Going for something big like a Shiva's or a Hex, he's not going to really get in time to be really particularly relevant. And Windrunner's got a lot of money. She's almost got 4K, so she can buy Mystic Staff and a Void Stone if she really wanted to. Buy the Ultimate Orb as well. She could buy a Blink. And actually, it is a Scotty that comes out for balls off of that Ultimate Orb. So tanking up as well, taking a page out of the Sniper's book. And it's just going for BKB Scotty drums. This hero is actually really hard to bring down, especially once you replaces those drums with the Butterfly. Sniper assassinates that illusion. Goes down. Uses the Shrapnel to scout Roche. Rasta illusion is going to get wrecked. It's also it's so good to scout Roche with this. They don't really have a hero that can solo Roche. They don't have a Lycanthrope. They don't have a Templar Assassin. They don't have an Ursa. And Smoke is popped immediately. Drum Charge is going to be used. But the Blink, Hex is going to be onto Yasari. He's going to go down. No, never mind. The Defensive Disruption is there, but Shadow Demon, he's going to get wrecked as well. BKB's popped all over the place. Yasari is immediately going to go down. Doom going to be on the balls as well. Focus Fire going to be on your Doombringer. He gets his Doom off, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to go down. Currently, only 1-for-1 is a Doombringer for the Rasa, but in the meantime, Rasa did get his wards off. That's going to be another one going down in the form of the Lich. Chu goes down as well as your Shadow Demon. Gem is dropped. 2 gems are dropped, and that's going to be a 3-for-2 currently. Skywrath Mage and your Sand King barely getting away. Sniper does have buyback if he wants to buy back to defend these tracks. But there should be a tower. They're still chasing kills. They do have a Blink. They should not be going for that. I think that they really should just siege these towers. Probably even take 2 here. Because it's been so hard for them to siege these towers. God, 37 armor on your Dragon Knight. That's pretty good. Courier comes up to pick up another gem. And Risk actually has his Force Staff on there. So he can get that as well whenever he feels like it. And it looks like they will be going... They'll use this opportunity to take Roche. Pretty smart as well. Arrow going to be hitting that. Focus Fire going to be used. And then Windrunner almost finishes up a full Hex with this. Alright, so... as this Aegis goes, it will be a Roche probably to the Marana. Yeah, and DK takes the cheese. He's got his Daedalus done in 50 gold. So now he's going to be doing an appreciable amount of damage as well, even though he's not hitting particularly quickly. Then expect probably the Basher to come out for him. And Doom looks like he'll be going for a heart as he's picked up the casual vitality booster, knows that he needs to tank up. He's the frontliner for these engagements, and he's just... The physical deeps coming out at this point, and as well as all the armor that comes out from the AC... And just Marana's starting to hit really hard as well. She's hitting for about 200 right now. Windrunner with the Focus Fire. What is it at? The damage reduction. Yeah, the Scepter damage reduction is 0, but it's just 30%. But she goes ahead and finally picks up that Scythe of Ice. So Lincoln's Scythe of Ice, she has 22 mana regen a second. So spamming all those power shots in these fights is actually a pretty appreciable amount of damage when there are no BKBs out and no pipe out on the field as well. So that's a lot of magic damage to deal with, 360. To put that in comparison, that is the same damage as a Pudge Hook, which is a lot of freaking damage. But Windrunner, well, okay. Lincoln's gets popped. but she's managing to get away with 200 life points. Mystic Flare is committed as well. Yuzari, he's actually going to die to the Serpent Wards and the Shackle as well. Moonlight Shadow is going to be committed. Windrunner has to go back to base that Mech Sager as well, and red, he's going to be able to get out. So very quick TP reactions, and that Lincoln Sphere, that's the other thing about Lincoln Sphere in general, is you think like, oh, well, if they have a lot of single target disables, well, you know, you shouldn't get a Lincoln Sphere because they have a lot of ways to pop the Lincoln Sphere. But then the other thing is like just blocking one of those spells sometimes can just be really good just because they're all really good spells. Heroes like Lion, Skywrath Mage, Tinker as well. It's not bad. Obviously, BKB's quote-unquote better, but Lincoln's is just a little bit more consistent, especially in these drawn-out team fights. Especially on a hero like Windrunner that just benefits really, really well from the region and the stats with the spammable abilities. What she goes for next, probably going to be a damage item. Maybe goes for an MKB. Maybe goes for another Molnir. Can go for a Daedalus or a Desolator. Desolator a little bit late in the game for something as good as that, just because everyone's going to have so much armor and you have the minus armor coming out from the AC. So we'll have to see. Shagasaurus, once again, we saw he was going for that heart. We haven't looked at Sand King in a while. He hasn't really gotten any items since he's gotten his Force Staff. He's actually just been so stunted as far as what he's been able to get. He really, really wants to get a Veil of Discord. But still, they're just carrying dust. They're like, screw carrying gems. We keep losing them in these fights. Only one gem is there, so it's probably dropped in base. Yeah, this other gem is dropped in base. Whose gem is this? This is actually Risk. He wants his own genuine gem. And he wants to make sure he uses the memento and leaves the memento in base. But red, the supports are just not having a great time. Rasta also he's a support that scales so well at farming. He is fat. He's got a BKB Blink point booster as well. He's almost got his Aghanim Scepter and 1,300 gold. He's got more net worth than their Skywrath Mage. We don't know what he's working on. Could be working on an Aghanim Scepter, could be working on a Scythe of Vice, but, oh, hold that thought, his balls. He gets doomed right away, but there's a Blink Slick. He popped his BKB, Defensive Disruption is there as well, but the Shadow Demon just gets critted. He goes down right away. What a long-distance shackle from the Shadow Shaman onto red, but red goes down. Chu, he gets Hex as well, but never mind. He pops his BKB. Windrunner goes down as well. Slick, he has a triple kill in the middle of this. I did not even notice that Chu picked up a BKB there. But still, one fight for immunity. We're just seeing that gold lead really start to kick in. The EXP lead doing well as well. And they just have so much disabled. The supports just melt instantly. They can't really do a whole lot. Sand King didn't get to use his Epicenter. Skywrath Mage, he got away, but he didn't really contribute much before that. Chu, very tanky though. Gonna be able to siege here. Pretty hard to go against the sniper. Oh, well, never mind. Gonna be Blink, Dragon Tail as well. But the Mystic Flare gonna be able to clean up your Dragon Knight. He didn't get to use his cheese as well. Defensive Disruption is there. 45 hit points. Balls is going to be popping his BKB. He's going to try a TP as well after the Demonic Purge. But the Assassinate's there. Burrow Strike at the latter end of the BKB. That's going to be a double kill for your Skywrath Mage. That BKB must have just worn off. I didn't even see the animation stop. That was an incredible defensive disruption as well, saving the Dwarven Sniper. Now he's got a lot of gold. He can start going for something like a Butterfly, getting that armor as well as the DPS and the evasion. No MKBs are on the way. Windrunner can get one of those pretty early, but she actually also needs to get Boots of Travel before she needs to get her next item. Rasa, he has his Aghanims finished because he didn't die in that last fight. Mirana did die. We'll see what she goes for. Probably goes for a Butterfly as well. She did sell her drums for that last Aegis of the Immortal. And Dragon Knight, don't know what he's going to go for. But as I already expected, I think he goes for an Abyssal Blade here because that's the only lockdown they have through BKB. And now Doom, after just a casual point booster decides, or a casual vitality booster decides, I'm just going to go for a Blink. I need to be able to just blink in and Doom someone right away. I'm tired of getting Blink Initiate on. I want to be the Blink Initiator. God, I have rarely ever seen a Midas Doom this poor. He's only got 14k net worth at 47 minutes. I mean, Mirana's doing okay, but she doesn't have Devour to Midas. Doom is one of the best heroes for printing money. So we'll see. Looks like everyone will want to buy time for Roche again, and we kind of start this cycle again. Start the cycle again of waiting for Roche, and once again, immunity, they are up 1-0 in this game, so if they play safe, they don't have to go to a game 3. I think that their heroes do pretty well for them. It looks like Skywrath Mage will be going for the Scythe of Ice. After saving a lot of gold, realizes that, hey, we need a lot of disable. Maybe I can hex someone before we get their BKBs off. And that'll work out pretty well. And there are 5 heroes just kind of chilling by this tier 2 tower. They're looking to bait someone to go onto your Windrunner. Power Shot's going to be scouting through the trees. Not going to see anyone, though. Doom. He has Doom, and he's ready to blink Doom someone. He probably also has to go Refresher this game. And he also probably has to go Heart. Like, God, Doom just needs so many items this game. Still, we'll see. The net worth disparity is still pretty good. The only thing really keeping him in the game is the fact that Chu has so much freaking net worth. This guy is farmed. He hasn't even used all his drum charges. So he doesn't even really want to sell those. He'll probably just one-shot buy a butterfly pretty soon. But he's really hard to bring down. He has a lot of stats. He's got 2,400 HP, man. This is not what you're used to seeing on a sniper. Let's see, who... For comparison, he's got more HP than Dragon Knight. Obviously, he doesn't have 48 armor, but, you know, still. Sniper, we're used to seeing being this squish ball glass cannon, but he's doing a lot of damage and being very survivable. Let's see, what has he purchased here? He's going for the Daedalus. Okay, so that makes sense. He just wants a lot more just raw damage, and he's going to go ahead and sell those drums. Smoke going to be used. Looks like they're going to be trying to go towards the top lanes. They have spotted them, but the line has been drawn by your Rasta to kind of spot where they are. But now they have the Blink on Doom. They do have a little bit better initiation with the Blink Doom. They do have an Observer Ward here to spot if anyone comes up with the creep wave. But Smoke going to be here again? They just always smoke at the same time. This is actually hilarious how often this has happened in this game. So they're going to be moving down towards the Radiant Secret Shop, or away from it. And Doom going to be spotted right away. He's in the trees. Epicenter going to be channeled, but the oh, Rasta, he gets silenced right away. Pops his BKB. The Epicenter going to be catching on a 3. BKB coming in late from your Dragon Knight, but Lich goes down. Goda goes down as well. And in the meantime, that's a triple kill for Chu right away. He's doing so much damage. That is a 4 for 1. Only your Sand King, who is the initiator, going down. Mirana getting out of a sliver of HP. What an incredible fight coming out for Insidious, and they are not only fighting their way back into this game. It feels like they're not in the lead by any means, but it feels like it for sure. And this is the start of
Dyer's middle tower is under attack. Dyer's middle tower has fallen.
All right. So this is good. Who has buyback? Everyone has buyback except for your Rasa. So we'll see. Sieging high ground is pretty easy. Every time you do shrapnel, it takes 10% off a tower. That's just the power of level 4 shrapnel. Daedalus now finished up on your Dwarven Sniper as well, as he has sold his Drums of Endurance. And it's a buyback from your Wind Ranger. So she's going to be trying to do something here. They don't want to let the racks go down. The tier 3 tower is kind of whatever. But after forcing 2 buybacks, that's totally worth it. What a fight. It's just so hard to get to Chu. Chu is just having immaculate positioning and doing a lot of damage. This is the way Sniper is just meant to be played. Having people in the front lines doing damage for you that they have to focus on, just doing a lot of damage from the backside. And he was even having uphill miss there because he doesn't have an MKB and still doing a lot of damage. But the Night Shadow going to be used. Hex is going to be there immediately, but the Scythe of Ice is going to be blocking the Hex Chu. He's going to go down right away from the Blink from the Dragon Knight, and he's actually going to get 2 with those crits. And Doombringer, he's going to go down as well. Power Shot's going to secure that kill. Buyback immediately from Chu. Probably because he wants to reset that cooldown right away. Doom was onto your Rasta, but still there's a lot of disable, and he actually is going to be able to live through that. God, he is tanky. And now Roche is up, so going to be able to be an Aegis secured for Slicks. Well, this is some sort of game. Skywrath Mage can buy a Scythe of Ice, but he won't have buyback if he does. Because he won't have enough reliable gold if he spends all of his reliable gold on the Scythe of Ice. So Dragon Knight gets the Aegis of the Immortal. Looks like Murano will be going for a Crystallis, a Daedalus as well, just going for the flat-out deeps. The difference in that fight was just that the Dragon Knight focused on Sniper right away, and, well, positioning a little bit less than good for Chu, but you can't be perfect. But we'll see. I think that maybe they want to wait for their buybacks to come off of cooldown before they take another fight, just because fighting high ground in the Sniper is really, really hard. We're sitting at 52 minutes, 28-23 your kill score. Once again, this is game 2, best of 3. I am leading 1-0. Windrunner did pick up the cheese, okay. So she doesn't really need items for a while anyway, so I guess as well. Her item progression is going to be stunted for a bit because she does need to replace these boots of travel. And Mirana just kind of walking around. Oh my god, that is a cockroach. Alright, sorry about that. Startled me a little bit. And Doom picks up the BKB. So this guy's this guy does not want to ever finish an item. What did he sell for that? He sold his Midas, went ahead and got a BKB. So good against all those disables. He wants to make sure he gets the Doom in a fight. Now maybe he finally goes for a heart. But still no AC on their team. Maybe that has to come out from your sniper. But he wants to probably go for that butterfly. I mean, Skywrath Mage wants to go for that Hex. God, he looks regal. That cuff. And he is trimmed and proper. Anyway. Very British. But Slicks, he just has a lot of gold. I don't know what he wants to buy. I mean, he doesn't have buyback, so he probably should just buy something now. Just buy your boots of travel, I guess. I guess you do have more DPS coming out from the treads. So I guess he really wants that, but not necessarily like he needs to buy anything. But they are going to be pushing the Aegis. And he is down to a 4-second BKB, so maybe he just buys a straight-up new BKB. I don't think he necessarily needs that. I think the physical DPS is what he really is worried about. So Halberd, Abyssal, I think those are the good options, as I've been saying before. But Chu can just do so much damage from the high ground here, and they just have to go back and defend bottom. Man, I hate the sound effect of crit. I don't think it's up to par of the sound effects of the other things. We hear Mirana crit, and it sounds kind of like a garbage machine kind of chomping on something, like well, the second one wasn't as good, but you can kind of hear this. I don't know. It's not like bad, but just in comparison to all the other sound effects in this game, the sound in Dota is actually just immaculate. I actually am like always surprised just how good all the sound is. Like, for example, I can just be mid lane, and then I hear like a sonic wave, and like based on where I hear it in my headphones, I can know where Queen of Pain is, or something like that. And just approximately how far, and it's good stuff. And sound actually just plays such... Actually, the fact that sound plays such an important role in the game actually is another reason why some people hate Silencer so much, because of his ultimate. You can't use sounds to judge what's already happened during a team fight. Because most of the time you can't observe everything during a team fight. You just have to listen like, okay, a Hex was used. Like, okay, this ultimate was used. Okay, Focus Fire was used. Shadow Blade was used. So, DK does go for a Satanic. He goes ahead and just picks up the full lifesteal. I think the heart would have been a little bit nicer, but going to be pretty good when he's low in the fights, I suppose. And he also doesn't have any unique attack modifiers there as well. I will clean my house. I don't know why that roach was there. Oh man, there's just not a whole lot to talk about in this game, just because this is the point where, like, you see this? Doesn't matter. This? Doesn't matter. This what matters. This is what matters. Everyone just gets their items, and God, these supports are so poor. 6.5k net worth and 5k net worth. That's 56 minutes. These are like the sort of supports you see when like everyone picks hard carries in a pub, and you just try to support anyway, and you just die a lot. But still, Dragon Form going to be popped. This is level 3 Dragon Form. Shrapnel going to be canceling the Blink, well, that he doesn't have anymore because he sold it for a Satanic. Still hard. Arrow going to be sieging. Not going to find anyone as well. Skywrath Mage, once again, as we didn't have his Hex. So he's able to... God, he has so much mana! Alright, 2,500 mana pool. Jesus. But still, how do you engage here? Now if they're just waiting out the Dragon Form, he's going to get assassinated just casually. Serpent Wards are going to be dropped as well. But the Sniper can just pick those off. He just one-shots them. It still is chip damage, though. Of course, they don't have a Treant Protector or anything, and the tower goes down. So this might just have to be their strategy to just siege with Rasta Wards. And just with the Dragon Knight in the front lines, not really going to matter. They just back off. This is the risk-free pushing that we normally see with lineups such as Death Prophet and Shadow Shaman. Just kind of sit back and, well, eventually you get it. I would kind of like to see Usar go for the Aghanim Scepter now, because he has the mana pool to actually deal with that zero. Well, actually, I don't know. 800 mana is a lot of mana. Okay, never mind. He'd only cast it 3 times if he casts no other spells. Maybe he goes... I don't know what Usara goes for here. I guess he could go late game Bloodstone. That's actually not so bad on some heroes, in particular Skywrath Mage. I don't know. I don't play this hero that often. Usually I think just... I get these items and the game's already over. I guess he goes Boots of Travel or something. Get 430 move speed. That hero... God, the hero is so fast. 320 move speed base is... It's absolutely absurd. I think it's only down, like, I know that Chaos Knight and Luna have better move speed than that, and I know there's another hero that has 325 move speed, I'm not sure. So anyway, Lich finally picks up his Aghanim Scepter, so he's going to be looking for these infinite bounces, maybe uses that just for the sieging, and it looks like people are going to have to be fighting a little bit more close, or at the very least 3 of them are. Chu's the only one that's going to have to stay far back, and he's starting to get filled out. You can buy his Boots of Travel. Okay, right on cue there, buys his Boots of Travel. And then beyond one more item, whether it be a Butterfly, whether it be a Monkey King Bar, remains to be seen. I think no one has MKBs on immunity, but you're at this point in the game where you can just one-shot buy an MKB. It doesn't really matter. And Shagasaurus, I mean, he sold the Vitality Booster, unless it's on the Courier. Oh, he sold the Vitality Booster. Everyone's just waiting for Roche. Okay, never mind. He does have the Blink still. I think he sells this Blink now. I think if he just goes Heart Satanic, really hard to bring him down. He has a lot of damage. I still think the Abyssal Blade is just one of the best items for the DK. In particular, being able to use it in your ranged dragon form as well. Plus, it gives you 100 damage. So he's already... That's going to almost give him an extra third of damage. Sand King finally farming up. He's got 2.2k gold. I guess he's just saving for buyback. He needs... God, this sucks so much when you have Brown Boots, Blink Dagger, Force Staff, and you want to buy an item. Just buy a Veil of Discord, right? But nah, you have to have buyback because it's 60 minutes in the game and it costs basically your net worth to just buy back. It's actually really frustrating to deal with. Boots of Travel and Phase Boots up on Chu. A little bit of damage, I suppose, never really hurt anyone. We'll see what he goes for next. I think both MKB and Butterfly are really good. I'm always just a fan of Butterfly. That's why I kind of mention it a lot. Just because I think it's one of the best items on agility heroes. It gets you lots of armor, gets you lots of DPS, and gets you lots of defensive power with the evasion as well. But Doom has picked up the invisibility rune. The movement here was spotted by these dire observer wards, though. So should know what's going on. Are there any gems up? There is a gem up on the Lich still. And spotting Roche. They can seek this Roche. This is going to be a really, really important Roche for them if they're able to secure it. But they know that there's a fight coming in. They also, well, wards were dropped top. Glyph is forced as well. And Sniper has to come back for it. Now they can't take Roche. God, this has just got to be so frustrating for both teams to play. And it's crazy that just basically the one keeping them in the game is just Sniper. He's the only one sitting at the top of the net worth chart. If we actually add up the net worth, this is like about 7,500 as well as for the Dire, whereas Insidious, they have, God, math, about 60k net worth on their 3 cores, so Dragon Knight is farming up some Ancients as well. And there's a smoke. They're going to be moving towards Roche because they know it's up. Doombringer, looks like maybe Lucifer here is going to be the bait. Looks like they're going to be trying to wrap around. So they're going to be trying to do a pincer here. Moving around. This tier 2 tower is still up, by the way. But Slicks, everyone's just kind of posturing towards Roshan. This is kind of just how it gets late in the game, because Roche is just the biggest advantage you can get when everyone's kind of gear capped. And has all their levels as well. Very few people aren't level 25 as well. Okay, never mind. Most of the people aren't level 25. I was completely wrong. Normally at 62 minutes, I expect almost... There's a level 14 Shadow Demon. This is... it just sucks so much to be in this position. It's not like his team hates him or anything. It's just he just dies instantly in the fights and gets no experience. A little bit unfortunate. But smoke coming up. I'll take a bite of drink of coffee. Not a bite of coffee. Alright, Blink, Dragon Tail going to be coming up. Arrow is there, but the defensive disruption actually going to be hitting on Shadow Demon instead. He's going to be going down. Mystic Flare going to be going on to your little piggy. That's Windrunner and Dragon Knight down. They both don't have buybacks. They're both down for 100 seconds. Who else is there as well? Looks like they're going to be focusing on the Rasta. Oh no, they were on ulti. They had no detection. Had to pick up the gem as well. Balls. He's going to get to go down. The Chewie doing so much damage to triple kill right away. He's going to clean up these Serpent Wards as well. Skywrath Mage gets away with a little bit of health. Lich is the only one. Windrunner buys back right away. She still has the cheese. And 6k gold sitting on Chew. Does he go Rapier? I think he doesn't have to go Rapier. But it would be entertaining, wouldn't it? It would be really entertaining. Oh yeah, E-Blade. Actually, E-Blade is really good on Skywrath. You guys were mentioning it in the chat. But they buy back, and they're going to secure Roche for this. So buyback going to be coming out from Sand King as well. Because they spot the movement towards the Roche pit, and everyone backs up. Oh, why would you be scared of a level 16 Sand King that has 5k net worth buying back? Who doesn't even have Epicenter because he used it in that last fight. I guess so. Doom does have a gem. He's got a lot of gold as well. So he can pick up that heart. He blinks up to the high ground. He's put himself in a pretty precarious position here. His power shot's gonna spot him. Hex him! Hex this man! Hex this man! Please! What do you, for the love of God? Oh, well, never mind. They're gonna take Roche. And Chew, he's actually gonna go and be going Butterflies. He's picked up the Talisman of Evasion here. We'll see who they give the Aegis to. Probably gonna give it to the Skywrath Mage or the Doom. Doom, he gets shackled up, but they can't engage him. This is Mirana's down. That's a lot of damage they don't have. And Insidious Gaming just off of the back of Chew, they might win this game. Skywrath gets the Aegis to the Immortal. He actually does a lot when he comes back with a full mana pool as well. So I have to see. Mid-Rack seems to be defended. But the beautiful thing about this is they can just siege from range. They can siege from the low ground as well with Chew. And are they going to buy his Butterfly? Nah, he just wants to make sure that he has buyback. Yeah, he isn't going to have enough reliable gold. He has a lot of unreliable gold. So he's just going to assassinate someone. Who did he assassinate? Did he assassinate someone? He's going to assassinate Mirana, just to show him he means business. But Ato's slow, going to be there, but she's going to be force-staffed away. And now they just siege the racks. Shrapnel going to be there as well. And look how much damage this does. They have the AC, but Doom... Oh god, camera movement. That was really annoying. But never mind. Doom going to be going on to your Dragon Knight. He's going to go down. He's down for 120 seconds. I don't know if he has buyback. The Skywrath Mage goes down, but he has the Aegis as well. Epicenter coming up. Balls. He gets level of death. He's getting right-click. He's getting killed. No, he actually goes invisible. They don't have any vision. Shagosaurus is still on the front lines. He has the cheese, so he eats it right away. But he gets shackled to Chew. Serpent Ward's doing a lot of damage as well, and the Blink comes in. The Hex as well. But the Serpent Ward's not going to be doing enough damage. He's so tanky. He has that Talisman of Evasion as well. Rasa looks like he's going to go down with one crit, but Windrunner, she's going to be using the Windrunner to the evasion. She's going to secure the kill of the power shots. They're going to be a Hex on the Doom. No, there's not. Mirana. Balls. She's going to go down. She doesn't have buyback. Chew. He's on a mega kill streak right now. He's the only one alive right now. Hex is up Shagosaurus right now. And Skywrath T's coming back as well. Ancient Seal's coming up. Mystic Flare. She pops the cheese, but she's still going to go down to an assassinate. Balls. He manages to get the kill on the Windrunner as well. But Chew, he's sitting back with not very much HP. He's got 10k gold right now. Balls. He's going to go down. This is going to be a team wipe. And this is Boots of Travel buyback from Doom. This is game. This is game. They're going to go Throne. Where are the buybacks? There are no buybacks for immunity right now. GG. Oh my god. Insidious on the back of this Dwarven Sniper. Turtle it out and they win to force a game 3. Oh. Wow. I don't know what to say. Sniper's a good hero, guys. Alright, so that's going to be going on to a Game 3. Thank you for tuning in once again. This is a best of 3 for the Join Dota League Asia Division 1 upper bracket finals. So, that's going to be it for now. We're going to be getting very quickly into Game 3. Once again, I'm Roxas, and this content was brought to you by HeflaTV. We'll see you in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere.